Hey everybody, I'm Lord Tamberlane, Obscurities and Miniatures, all that jazz. Today we're going to take a look at some of the Frostgrave, well technically not Frostgrave, the Ghost Archipelago Snakemen. So this is the Snakemen sprue, and I don't have the box anymore because I tossed it because I got too many boxes and I was trying to organize all my plastic sprues that I need to build. And hey, this is at the top of the pile. So, what do we got that makes these different than the typical Frostgrave and Ghost Archipelago figures that Northstar has made? Well, to be honest, not a whole lot, because they are totally compatible with everything that's come before them. Now, the first thing you'll notice is that they do have separate torsos from their legs, so there is a little bit more interchangeability there. And then their torsos themselves have these kind of elongated neck-like areas and all kinds of fancy jewelries and decorations. They've got nice, elaborate, wavy, curved blades of all shapes and sizes. We've got the usual crossbows, we've got the bows, hand weapons, spears, polearms, axes, all that jazz. The only thing that we don't have, I believe, and I don't see, oh no, I was going to say shields, but no, they have these very Romanesque looking shields with snake skulls on them. So we have a couple of different head choices. One of the things I've always liked about the Frostgrave and Ghost Archipelago figures is the variety of heads. We have a few closed mouth ones, but for the most part they all seem to be open fanged. In fact, now that I mention it, I think, oh no, there's a couple more closed heads over here. So we got about 3-4 closed mouths and a whole lot more open ones. One of the things I'm not a fan of is their arms look really short. And the funny thing is, they don't come with the usual Frostgrave bases. Most Frostgrave figures have a 25mm flat, very flat base. These guys have a 30mm one, so they are going to be a little bit bigger. I'm going to build a couple, and let's see how they compare to the out-of-focus dudes in the back there, because they're all Frostgrave guys, except him. He's not. Neither is that guy. Anyway, that's beside the point. Let's get some built. And behold, we have snakes. And these aren't any old ordinary snakes, and they're certainly not mother flippin' snakes on a mother flippin' plane, if you know what I mean. So, as I was complaining earlier, I feel like their arms are a little short for their bodies. They've got very long legs, like Malifaux 1.5 length legs. The legs are just way too long, I feel, for their stubby little arms, and I kind of don't like how they're all hunched over. And they have these weird knock-knee, kind of bendy leg poses. Which is a shame, because I really like snakes, and I really like reptiles, and I really like their vaguely Romanesque look to them. But I just can't get over how short their arms are. They're like T-Rex arms. It doesn't do a whole lot for me. Look at that. He's just like, he's clutching his chest. It's like the pain. Oh. And they made another crossbowman. I don't know why. So, the weird shape of their hunchbacks doesn't lend a lot of space to if you want to throw all kinds of the typical Ghost Archipelago and Frostgrave goodies, all the ropes and pouches and things like that. There's just not much space. That's my first, well, I guess it's my second complaint behind their tiny little arms. The second thing is, I did try messing with their arms, and I didn't notice that they were as compatible with many of the other kits just due to the shape of their bodies. But, you know, I mean, unless you're going to get really extensively into the converting, I don't think it's going to be a huge, huge issue. Now, after building these, the first thing I thought of was, you know what I should do with them is I should go dig out some Tzeentchian parts and turn them into proper beastmen, or even some corn parts. But for some reason I see snakes and I think that they deserve to be Tzeentchian, and I wanted to paint some up like some Zangors. I might just do that still. I don't know. But as I said, I thought these guys would be a little bit bigger than the actual Frostgrave soldiers. And, well, they are and they aren't. You can see they're obviously on a bigger base, and they got a little bit of size to them, but they're not like super intimidating or imposing. I mean, they're no more bigger than like the GW lizardmen are to a regular Empire human. Again, see? So, while there is a little bit of a size difference, it's not overwhelming. So if you wanted to use them as some kind of a lost jungle tribe, I mean, yeah, hey, cool. They would totally work for it. But with the new Frostgrave tribal figures coming out, I kind of wonder if there's going to be some fun cross-compatibility there. I kind of want to give these guys like big tiki masks and feathers all over them. I mean, I could do that with green stuff, but I'm just lazy and I hate sculpting it myself. So the other thing I'm curious about is what could I do if I put some of their hoods from the cultist figures on them? So I don't know. I've got a couple sprues left. I might try kit bashing some. If you guys have seen anybody go crazy hog wild doing kit bash lizardmen, by all means, please, not lizards, snake men. These are snakes, not lizards. I should know better. Let me know, though, because I'm quite curious to see how it would turn out. Overall, not a bad kit, and if you aren't swimming in Frostgrave parts like I am, you know, it's a nice starter point, and if I remember correctly, which I probably don't, their rules aren't any different than a typical human's rules for Frostgrave if you use them as just like plain generic soldiers, you know. So just out of curiosity, if I put him on a GW base, I mean, they look like they'd be pretty good beastmen for a GW army. Heck, toss them in like a Kings of War army. But, you know, I mean, with snakemen, lizardmen, reptile men of all kinds, you can definitely get some bang for your buck in any kind of tabletop skirmish game. So if I had to give it a letter grade, and being in education, I have to give it letter grades a lot, I'm leaning towards like a solid B with these guys. I think that there's a nice amount of options. I do like that their legs and chests are separate pieces just for some extra variety, but I feel like they're hampered by their little dinky T-Rex arms. I just can't get over that. I wonder if I could just go grab some larger GW arms and see how they look. I might try that. If you've tried it, let me know in the comments down below. Otherwise, this has been High Lord Tamerlane with Obscurities and Miniatures, saying see you later. Bye-bye.